I'm Arthur Perkins, and this is Catchphrase, sarcastic joke anime reference. Welcome to New Game Plus. Dave, how's it going this week? Wow, this wizard hat really just did not stand. Literally spent all week planning for this wizard hat to be bitching as hell. This is old school. This is season 1 of this show. Dave?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're weak. How'd it go?
It's been okay. It's been a weird one, like especially like since Russia's all like, yo.
Yeah, way up in the Ukraine
over.
shit.
One country over, we're just gonna roll deep on you.
Yeah, I heard Putin saying that the whole thing was staged, that Ukraine is in on it.
Really?
Yeah.
Because
yeah,
you know, a bunch of people from Ukraine are rolling up into Poland now, and I was like, okay. That's a weird one.
Come on, Dave. This is this is Vladimir Putin we're talking about. He literally ate half of Georgia overnight and was like, "It's fine. Everything is fine here." Also, we're taking Crimea, you know, the good part of Ukraine.
Yeah, no, but outside of that, I mean, like, no one here seems to be that worried about it, which is kind of strange to me because I've never had like a war start like so close to me before. So like,
they don't start that often, just so you know.
Yeah, I mean, like here's the thing: last time Russia rolled deep on Ukraine, which wasn't that long ago, they didn't close borders like they've done. Like Ukraine have literally said, like, nope.
Yeah, they went into martial law.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, my wife works with people who are from the Ukraine, like they have family over there. It's kind of like, it's kind of one of those things where, like, and now I realize how much my parents pay attention to you know, global events, because none of them have like contacted me to see what's up, or maybe they don't realize how close I am to a conflict like that. So, yeah, I'm not entirely sure what to do there, but other than that, it's not bad. I'm doing good. I'm excited to play a level 2. Man, I'm really
I had to
excited
update.
about it.
I don't know what to call you. I had to update everybody's overlay, and you're FGR Clur now. You're like a semi-paladin as a fighter cleric, but not paladin-y enough.
You could just put like war cleric fighter.
That's so long. That's way too long.
Just put war priest. There you
go. Look, this isn't Pathfinder, okay? You don't get to play. You don't get to play Paladin Light without the alignment restrictions.
Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, I'm pretty excited about that. Like, I've got like a bunch of radiant spells now. Oh,
Davis, you're happy to finally finish those zombies off without them surviving 3 rounds in a row at 0 health?
Okay, are you kidding me? Like, just radiant strike them, you know, or whatever it is, whatever the you know, I'll get used to it. Because here's the thing: I never really play characters. Sacred Flame, that's what's good. I never really play characters that are like spell dependent. Like, normally, as like a fighter who dips into magic through the level 3 Eldritch Knight thing, you get like 5 spells and that's it, and then you learn them. That's it. Like, but with the, you know, cleric, you're just like, okay, here's 900 spells. Good luck, motherfucker. So, yeah, it took a bit of time, but I've gotten them all set up. But yeah, I'm excited for it. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. We're all level 2 now. I'm super excited about Brian's abilities, though. I
feel like a real boy. Like, I've been Pinocchio, and now I'm a real boy.
What are you? Are you an arcane trickster now? Is that what we're looking at?
Well, no, I don't get to pick that until level 3.
Oh, but what did you get?
Well, all I get is cunning action, but just saying all I get is cunning action is kind of underplaying.
You're like, no, I can disengage every round now with no big deal. Yeah.
He just has, you know, a third arm growing out of his back that's completely articulate in every way. It's just small things.
It's no big deal.
Yeah, it's no thing. But like rogue to me is like not even really good until you get to level 2. Like I don't consider level 1 rogue anything more than like proficiency dump. You know what I mean? Like, like because you don't get a whole lot of stuff, but then level 2 rogue rolls around, you just like you can stab a dude, then like move out, and then stab a dude
like
again.
level 2 rogue is nice, but level 3 rogue is going to be mwah.
Yeah,
That's what I'm really looking forward to.
the power growth in rogue is just like nice, you know.
I don't even think I'm going to multi-class.
Or it's not a whole lot of reason to, unless you're just trying to get some like max shenanigans going on. Even then, just normal rogue, you have enough shenanigans as is.
I mean, you might dip into fighter because then you get like multiple attacks and stuff like that, like more.
We'll see.
I think rogues pick that up anyway.
Do they?
I think they do.
They
Yeah.
eventually get multiple attack. But I mean, the other thing is they get offhand attack.
Yeah, they get the 2-weapon fighting stuff a lot earlier or easier or whatever it is.
And sneak attack always is a nice quick DPS spike.
Oh, you mean the fighter styles, whatever it is? Yeah, fighter style for 2-hand stuff. Yeah.
Got anything else going on, Dave? You know, besides imminent world conflict?
Nah, I mean, like I'm hanging out for Smash. That's about it, really.
No, I'm in for Pokemon. Like, I'm gonna play some Smash. My community's got like 3 or 4 people ready to play Smash. I'm ready to lose at Smash. I'll be in the corner playing Samus, Zero Suit Samus, trying to get the paralyzed whip.
Dude, if you like Zero Suit, I think you might like the Belmonts.
Oh, is it like Trevor or whatever? Are they bringing in one of
It's Richter and Simon Belmont.
Interesting.
Same sort of zoning whip stuff. Anyway, we'll talk about this.
No,
later.
well, I mean, all I cared about was the paralyzed part of it.
Yeah. The what part of it?
The paralyze. When Samus hits you with that whip move, it paralyzes the opponent. Then you just knock them off the edge of the map.
Mm-hmm.
Look, Dave. When I'm playing seriously, I play someone with a sword. It really doesn't matter who. Meta Knight, Marth, Blink, Ganondorf. Really, Ganondorf?
He's got a sword.
More like Ganondork.
Damn.
Oh, you fucking got him.
That's like the first time that has ever been said. How did you come up with that?
Extreme cleverness, I know. Look, speaking of extremely clever people, let's jump on over to the world's current top Deus Ex streamer, Drumurboy.
I would believe that.
That's actually true. I was the only one streaming Invisible War.
Okay, so how did you find it? Because I really have fond memories of it, but I played it on an Xbox where it was sort of designed to be played, I guess, right?
I really liked it. It's not like it's not quite the first game, but
but you get what I mean by like there being like choices all the fucking time, right?
There's choices all the times, but they're kind of at the same level as Deus Ex 1, where they're like not really choices.
Really? Okay, I haven't played it since I was a teenager, so like
there's like definitely choices at the end. There's 4 choices that you can do, but like,
and at the start you get to pick whether you want to be good or bad, right?
Well, good or bad, but then they end up being the same. But
okay, that sucks. Yeah.
Well, like they're the same for a second, and then they split off again. So like, yeah, if you wanna learn more, just watch. It's actually a really short game. I finished it in 3 streams. So like,
whoa,
it's 12 hours.
I remember it being like big open world. You could like the first time you play it, you're in like a big metropolis city thing, and you can go into people's houses and steal shit. That's what I remember the most from it. That and the god awful, just like completely stone faced Mass Effect Andromeda style like conversations that people have in that game.
I'm pretty sure you might be thinking about Human Evolution.
No, I'm thinking of Alex being the main character.
Well, yeah. I mean, they didn't quite.
Human Revolution had good face styles.
Human Revolution was great. Like that's probably like my second favorite Deus Ex game.
That's up next. I'm playing Human Revolution, and then I've been warned, but I'm playing all the games, good or bad. I'm playing the fall after Human Revolution.
That's the mobile game?
The mobile game ported to PC with a 45 on Metacritic. It's the worst port ever, apparently. So I'm gonna play it, and I'm just gonna see whatever. Fuck.
So do me a favor, make sure you've got that DLC for Human Revolution where you like play a little mini episode inside of like the ship or something. There's, like,
yeah. It's during the time where he disappears for a little while.
Okay.
Yeah.
He disappears in the main storyline, and they're like 2 weeks later, and then they're like, you can buy this DLC and see what happens during this time. And I was like, you fucking got me, you son of a bitch.
Yeah, they literally Super Metroid you, where like you wake up without any of your stuff or any of your levels
or
did
any
that
of your
in
memory.
Stations as well.
Yeah.
You just completely forget about the adventure afterwards.
But I have the director's cut, so I'm assuming that's in it.
Yeah, I think
The
so.
director's, yeah, and I'm glad you're playing the director's cut, because when that game first came out, it was like, play it the way you want until you get to the bosses, because then you have to play it like this. And if you don't have the guns to kill the bosses, you can just fuck off.
Mm-hmm.
Kill bosses? What kind of monster are
Yeah,
you?
no,
Everyone knows you need to stun bosses to death.
No, literally the first time that game came out, that you could only kill the bosses. Like literally, like, yeah. Anyway,
You can't save the bosses. You can't turn their hearts.
or like, you know, use the environment to kill them or something like
Well,
that. You know?
let me point this out. You're talking about turning people's hearts, but before the stream, you guys are muttering about how badly you want to kill Lysandria, whatever her name is.
No, I don't want to talk to her.
You know, you're like, fuck her.
I mean, there's
Lucidia.
a difference between like somebody being an asshole and then being probably corrupted by a darker power. Like there's a little bit that's a little different.
I thought she loved us.
What would ever
She's
give
a
you that
traitor.
impression?
She backstabbed me, and we don't need her. Fuck
Yeah.
her. We're just going to the salt mines after a little some before that, maybe.
And thus we've come full
something.
circle to the "you are the salt mines" joke.
Aha.
You got anything else going on, Drummer Boy? I don't know that you've told us anything besides you're playing a fuck ton of Deus Ex.
Making music on the regular. The new song for Roleplay Oddballs is going to be out on Bandcamp this week. It's all done. It's already been like preview a little bit on JP's channel, but it's going to be up soon. The retro sounds, like the NES alert sounds, they're up on Nerd or Die right now. There's 20 ones that I like constructed, but then there's also like a 35-piece audio Lego. So if you want to make your own, there's 35 little pieces that I made that you can go into Audacity or your favorite audio editing software and make your own if you want. Yeah, so that's $5 if you want to get that. And then next month there's going to be another different thing. That's all.
Nice.
How mysterious. How mysterious.
Yeah. That's all for me. What about
No,
Spootnik?
I got it. Okay, fine. We'll go to Spootnik. I was going to go to Spootnik anyway. Spootnik, thanks for subscribing to this stream before the show started. I just want to make sure people knew that you could do that.
Yeah.
Was that
You
Amazon
definitely-
Prime?
It was. So
Mike, you're saying that people can come to this channel, twitch.tv/APGamingREAL, and use their Twitch Prime account to subscribe.
it literally costs you nothing,
$5 a month to Amazon.
which is
You know,
why
I appreciate your willingness to work with me on this impromptu sell, by the way. Sometimes I do this with other people on stream, and they're just like, Arthur, what the fuck are you doing?
So
I'm not your puppet, Arthur.
The technical term is called the hustle.
Yeah.
That's right. So yeah, everyone should do that.
if you don't do it, Amazon just takes your money.
Well,
That's
Amazon
true.
already takes my
If you
money.
don't do it, Amazon will. Well, they'll still continue to kill kittens probably, but you know, at least you're helping somebody out.
Yeah, you're giving someone like enough for a Happy Meal, maybe.
It just goes to art, to be clear.
There you go.
No, apparently it doesn't, because none of your artists want to take the fucking money.
No, I give them the money ahead of time now, and they do the art. I'm just worried that they aren't going to tell me when the money runs out, and they'll just be like, no, there's still some... Ugh. Artists are weird. Spootnik, what do you have going on with your life? It's been 2 weeks.
It has. Had a good Thanksgiving. I've been going down the Dragon Quest 11 hole. I
Wow.
am enjoying that game
How-
thoroughly.
Is that the new one or the old one?
Just real quick, I want to ask, how are you going to make fun of anime and play Dragon Quest at the same time?
It is not the same thing. Thank you very much. Not the same thing. Actually,
9 out of 10.
Dragon Quest was the very first RPG I ever played, because I recall years and years and years ago, Nintendo Power Magazine ran a promotion where if you bought a subscription, they sent you a copy of Dragon Quest. And I put it in and played it and had no fucking idea what I was supposed to do. And at first I hated it, but I hated it so much that I was like, I'm going to fucking figure it out. And I figured it out, and it was the most amazing thing I'd ever done. So then I started playing like Legend of Zelda, and then of course Super Nintendo came out, and all the amazing RPGs that came with that. Like Dragon Quest was the one that got me into playing RPGs on gaming systems. So I had heard good things about Dragon Quest XI. It is really good. I'm only about 11 hours in, so I'm sure there will be more things for me to unlock and more mechanics that show themselves. But the leveling up system is pretty interesting. There is like a small sort of like crafting mini game that you can do, and you can also improve weapons that you've crafted to make them like, and depending on how well you do, you can make them like +1, +2, +3, and so on and so forth. The characters, I think, are all pretty engaging and interesting. I like them. There's a fantastic like jester type character that's like a super effeminate Antonio Banderas, and he's amazing.
I'm down with Antonio Banderas.
I won with that.
Yeah,
100% one thing.
His name's Silvando, and he calls everyone darling and honey. It's amazing. But no, it's really good. The story is good so far as well. It's it's a JRPG, so the story is pretty tropey, but it's still well done.
Is it difficult?
So
because I was gonna, there was
not really.
There was a couple of games that I was interested in playing, but like they were way too easy. Like
I wouldn't say it's way too easy. Now that being said, I have not died yet.
Okay, so it sounds like it's way too easy then. So
some of the bosses that I've fought, I have actually had to like think about what I'm doing, but like the overworld enemies are fairly easy. But like I said, I mean, as shitty as I am at playing video games, the fact that it's easy doesn't really bother me. If it had like a shitty story or like just bland leveling up mechanics, I would lose interest very quickly. But there's some depth involved to party composition and what skills you're choosing, and a lot of the skills are linked to weapon types. So like I've been playing with a one-handed sword on the main character, and I just switched to a two-handed broadsword, and I was like, oh fuck, I can't do any of the skills anymore because I've been leveling up swords, not broadswords. So you have to think about the kind of stuff. So that's kind of interesting, but I really like it. And also I've been playing Bravely Second, which is the sequel to Bravely Default on the 3DS. That is a hard game. If you do not grind, you will get the shit kicked out of you, even on normal difficulty. I am enjoying it. So far, I do like the first game better.
That was my opinion of it as well. So,
but I'm in chapter 2. I just got the chapter 2 of that, so I'm about 14 hours in. Again, I enjoy it. That one has, in my opinion, way more depth so far than Dragon Quest. Because I mean, it's Bravely Default too. It's basically the same game. I don't like the main character in the second one. I thought Tiz from the first game was more engaging as a main character. He's like a side. He's still a party member in this game, but he's not like the main character, I guess. But it's really good. It is really hard. There have been a few fights that I'm just like, how the fuck am I supposed to do this? And I don't like to look up like strategy guides a whole lot if I can avoid it, and I haven't had to do that yet. But it has been frustrating at some points because it's like, am I just fucking stupid, or is like the RNG in this game ridiculous? But then you finally figure it out, and I do get a sense of pride and accomplishment.
And not sucking, yeah.
Without having to buy microtransactions, so which do exist in that game, weirdly, but whatever. But I still like it. I usually play it in bed instead of reading a book before I go to sleep, and it's nice. I like it.
Excellent.
But the first one's still better so far.
Bravely Default.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've been considering whether or not to pick up both those games on my DS, but now I'm fully committed to finishing Pokemon on Switch, then playing Monster Hunter World, and then finishing
World is good.
Yeah, I
like it.
Octopath Traveler.
See, I want to play that, but I don't have a fucking Switch, and that's supposed to be really good.
Let me tell you, they are not putting a sale on Switch. I was like, Black Friday sale, and they were like, the Black Friday price reduction is $1. And I was like, are you kidding me? $1. Nice work, buddy.
It was like
that's a big sale.
It was $2.99. I looked at it on Black Friday. It was like $296. I was like, fuck you guys. God damn it.
It went from $300 to $299 in most stores. That's big. That's big sale. Because now they can say it's on sale. That's the worst part.
But I will say, Arthur, I highly, highly, highly recommend Bravely Default. And depending on how much you like that one, then the second one's probably worth it. And I think, honestly, I think they're both like $20, so it's not like a huge commitment. But the first one's definitely worth it, hands down. But yeah, that's all I got.
Yeah, the Nintendo Switch won't go on sale for a long time because they are literally like
they're drowning in money now from it.
Yeah, so it is. They haven't beaten the Nintendo Wii yet, but they are now the top selling game entertainment system over the Black Friday Cyber Monday period.
Yeah.
They were the number 3 selling toy on Black Friday.
So look, here's the deal about Nintendo. Every generation, everyone's like, PlayStation, Xbox. And then they're like, haha, fucking Nintendo. They're the Disney. They just released children's games. And then Nintendo's like, oh shit, I guess we've sold out of everything. We literally don't have enough of these consoles. Look at all those Xboxes on the shelf. By the way, have you tried this new game, Bayonetta?
Yeah.
Like, Nintendo is out destroying it every generation.
Except for the Wii U.
I don't know. The Wii U generation, they didn't do great.
Yeah.
We still had the Wii during the Wii U generation, kids. All right?
Well, wasn't the Wii U's biggest problem is that they were like, oh, we're just going to half-ass a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
Instead of like, so it kind of was just like, everything it did was like, instead of actually
without the Wii U, I don't think we would have the Switch though, because literally the Switch is the Wii U without the box.
Well, yeah, but it was very much a thing of they should have just, we want to do these things and focus on these things instead of just, we're going to try and do this and this and this and that. And it's just,
well, the thing is, Nintendo was always like dominate the mobile market, so they never had to try to fight the console war.
yeah.
They have always fought the console war, and they've always won. You're going to question it, but mathematically and economically, Nintendo has won every generation's war.
with their
You look
handheld.
down on it
Yeah,
because they don't have a Battlefield game, but they sell a fuck ton of family games, and that's the majority of people who buy the Nintendo casual shit. When someone's like, "Oh man, Harvest Moon 28 just came out," I guess the 20 million people who play this game are gonna buy the newest copy, even though all they did was change one thing. Oh shit!
Chat's got a point about Mario Maker though. Mario Maker on the Wii U, that was like fucking hotcakes for a while.
Yeah.
Good job, chat.
Yeah. I only bought a Wii
I don't
U
have
for
one.
Smash anyway.
The Pokedex knows the truth here, y'all. All right.
Yeah, like,
Who's left to do intro?
I want to buy a Switch just so I can play Octopath Traveler.
We're moving to the next intro, Atomikspoon. I was just thinking about you today.
Yeah.
Yeah, my mom was like, "You know what we haven't done in a while?"
And I was like,
No. My mom was like, "You know what we haven't done in a while is gone shooting." And I was like, "Yes, that's because we haven't cleaned our guns in 4 years." And she was like, "Should we do that?" And I was like, "Yeah, we probably should."
Unless they're shooting corrosive ammo, it's really not that big a deal.
Well, we are going to be shooting old ass ammo, shit that's like 6 to 8 years old. So
Yeah, I mean, like old Russian surplus, you really don't have to worry about it. I mean, you know, oil it, yeah, but really, especially if it's American made, it's not really dirty. It's whatever. Anyway, I moved and there's boxes everywhere. I didn't have a Thanksgiving because we moved on Thanksgiving because they're like, hey, nobody's going to be on the roads. And sure enough, they weren't even 20 miles outside of Daytona Beach. So yeah, that's what I've been doing all weekend. Hence the boxes, because I have nowhere else to put them currently. But
they'll
that's it.
find
That's
their
been my
way. They'll
whole
migrate.
week. Yeah.
Nothing
gonna
else? Nothing else has happened? I guess moving does take up a ton of shit.
Yeah, no,
Hey,
literally just moving an entire house and all that business.
How many sanity points did you lose?
I ran out of sanity points a long time ago. This is the 21st time I've moved in the 25 years of my life. So
Yeah, I think I'm at the same. Have you ever moved country though? I think I got you there.
no,
I think I got you there.
but
I've moved country 3 times.
yeah. Well, you also said you just like got rid of a lot of your shit too, right? You got rid of most of it.
The first time I moved, I brought everything with me. And that's when I learned never to trust FedEx, because FedEx is like, yeah, insure your goods. And I'm like, sweet, that sounds good. And it's like, I get it. And it's just like, was the outside damaged? And it's like, no, but it's a computer and it doesn't work now because, you know, you obviously manhandled it like a motherfucker. And it's like, but was the outside damaged? I was like, no, not really. And it's like, sorry.
Yeah, everybody I know that's moved across like East Coast, West Coast, or always like, they're like, fuck all like the normal stuff. Go to proper shipping companies that do just do like freight and stuff, and they'll be like, oh yeah, we'll allot you X amount of space in a container. Everything's fine because they, you know, they're giant Connex boxes and stuff. You don't.
I bought a pallet. Yeah, I bought a pallet to go over to Poland, and some guy was just like, "Huh, that's a piece of luggage." And just took it.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know what to tell you. You can never win. There's always going to be cunts out there.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah. So, but moving with a family of like 4 or whatever, most of the moves versus, you know, just like one person or whatever, you can't just like get rid of everything or most of it because it's like everybody has their own shit. It's kind of a whatever. But in theory, this should be the last time I move for a long time, but I've heard that before. So, you know, life's a bitch. So we'll see. But yep,
That's a good note to end on. Life's a bitch.
Life is indeed a bitch.
Speaking of bitches.
I was about to do my intro, so go fuck yourself.
Shit.
Lots of Pokemon. Game is fun. Pretty interesting. Fate
Let me
Grand
ask you a
Order.
question. Do you
Yeah.
hate the fact that your starter is now like a god tier Pokemon?
No. So, I don't know. Maybe I'm not farming enough, but I've reached a point like early on. I guess maybe I was farming a lot. Nothing was very difficult, but after about the 4th or 5th gym, the trainer levels started catching up with me really badly, and suddenly I was fighting people who were at or above the level of my Pokemon, and I was like, wow, This feels challenging. I can no longer use one Pokemon to defeat all other Pokemon in a single move. Now, 1 or 2 of my Pokemon die during battle. I'm shocked. If I keep going, shit is probably going to get even harder. So I've stopped to farm more Eevees, but
Did you ever get a multiplier on them? I popped in on your stream.
Yeah, so
a multiplier, and then just bigger shit kept on popping up. You're like, well, that's not gonna happen.
Yeah, no, we did end up. Pondo and I traded a fuck ton of Pokemon to us, and you know, now I've got some legendaries. I have the potential to have all 151 Pokemon. We got it. It happened.
Nice.
I don't think you can Nuzlocke.
I'm waiting. What?
I mean, you can't get rid of
right?
you can't get rid of your Eevee or your Pikachu. So
You can store that shit, can't you?
I don't think so.
You can take it out of your party.
I've never
Try it.
tried.
You could in yellow you could get rid of the Pikachu, which is what I did always because fuck that thing.
I mean, Eevee is always the superior choice there. So that's
Sure,
what makes
but
me mad
I
is that you
would
can't
pick-
evolve your Eevee.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
Not
I
evolving a
would-
Pikachu is
buy-
fine.
I would buy the Pikachu edition just for the Growlithe, but that's just me.
I mean, you can just trade to somebody for the Growlithe.
Yeah, but it's not your Growlithe.
Oh
and, it's
my
always got that stupid
God.
Poop Master 96 name on it. Anyway. Yeah.
I named all of the Pokemon I traded Pondo after his past role-playing game characters, and now he can never change them. He left all of his. What a fool! He left all of his as the default. I feel like I really won that exchange. He didn't know we were battling, but I had already beaten him. Has anything else significant happened? I had to do 2 Thanksgivings, which super sucked. I cooked for 2 Thanksgiving, let's be clear here. That was a huge pain. And I guess like half the country is currently buried in snow, but like
That's
one
where
guy here lives in
we don't-
Florida,
we don't
the
have
other lives
any-
in Canada, and a third lives in Poland, so they don't give a shit about US weather.
No,
Yeah, well,
Just you, Spootnik, you're the only one.
No, I mean, I'm in South Carolina. It was cold today, but like, not like.
Look, you've seen snow before, though. That happens.
I have. Well, I mean, I grew up in the Midwest, so yeah, I'm definitely aware of snow and its existence. But in South Carolina, the great thing is that even if we get like an inch of snow, or even if they forecast that there's going to be snow, everything fucking shuts down. So it's like, wow, free day off of work. Okay.
That's called the Atlanta conundrum. That's where the first snowfall in Atlanta, Georgia causes like 40 deaths as
Holy
people
shit.
forget how to drive and just slam into each other all day long. And then they figure that shit out the next day. They're like, oh, right, snow, it does things to your driving ability.
well, it's one of those things where it happens so rarely, and it's like
It happens every year. It literally happens every year.
I mean, I lived in North Georgia for 10 years. I think it snowed like twice. So
I
It doesn't
lived in
happen
Atlanta
now.
for like 4 years, every single year.
What was it like 4 or 5 years ago when people were like stuck on the highway for 12 hours and just abandoned their vehicles?
In like 1 inch of snow.
It was like 2 fucking inches of snow,
Yeah.
and like you'd see like aerial shots from a helicopter. Look at the goddamn fallout.
Yeah.
man. Like,
Yeah,
people
basically looked
wandering
like the
wilderness.
opening scene of Walking Dead.
Yeah.
Georgia, go
fucking
fuck yourself.
Atlanta. Yeah.
no. Up here, we're just like, eh?
well, at the same time, like when I went to I visited my girlfriend in Canada, for the first time, whatever, and it's like there's piles of snow all over the place, but it's like they have a fleet of snow trucks.
Yeah,
almost
they're always
year-round,
prepared. That's the thing.
versus it's not financially viable in the
Right.
South, especially, and it just isn't. So
Ottawa is always fucking prepared. Saskatchewan, the main roads are plowed. Everything else is plowed by cars going through it. You have tracks. You can't change lanes. You're just like,
Yeah. It's like when the when the hurricane hit Houston or whatever, and people were like, you saw these videos of all these rednecks with the big trucks pulling people out of stuff. It's like, oh yeah, talk shit about him. Like next time you talk shit about a dude in a big truck, we'll remember this.
I'm about to talk shit about dudes in big trucks. Let me tell you a story, all right? Every few years, the price of gas like goes up and down, and every time the price of gas goes down, people buy SUVs. And then it goes up, and they're like, ah, fuck, I can't afford to keep my SUV. I better go buy a sedan. Now all of the sedan factories are shutting down, and they're opening up SUV factories all over America because gas is like $2.
Yeah. It's one. I've always been like, if I see somebody in a stupid huge vehicle, and it's like, that they never, they never use it for doing work off road or towing something.
Whoa.
They're just for status thing. Is stupid. If you're actually going to make use of my mother, after my sister and I moved out and we both stopped doing sports and all the other stuff, she downgraded to a car from an SUV because she didn't need the space anymore. But the other people are just idiots. So
I don't look in West Virginia, specifically in the Eastern
you can
Panhandle.
stop at West Virginia.
There were a
exactly
ton
where
of
you're
people who had SUVs, and that shit got used all the time. Holy fuck!
I'm saying if it gets used, that's one thing.
Yeah.
But if you're just doing it as like, oh, it's a status thing, or oh, all the other soccer moms have one, so now I need one. It's stupid. Same thing with big trucks. If you actually use it, if you actually use 4-wheel drive, you towing a horse trailer, whatever, it's justified. Like you're making use of it. You're not just doing it to show off or whatever. There's a difference, in my opinion.
Dave, you look like you got something to say.
He's ready.
Yeah, I want to play an RPG.
Oh, well, I thought maybe that I would just
I
keep
wanna
talking
play.
for a while and you'd
No,
forget
let's
that
go.
we actually... Look, last time there was a 3.5 minute intro time. That's fucking record.
Look, if
I
Dave
know.
goes
I want
more
to go
than-
back to that. Let's do it.
Well,
I mean, sure.
it's too late. We're at 36 minutes and 50 seconds.
We started late too.
I know. Let's go.
We didn't start
Let's
that
go.
late. Come on now. We started like 6 minutes late. Are you kidding me? That's like early. If
Look,
this was
it's already-
BattleTech, we
3
wouldn't have.
a.m. for me. I haven't played.
This is BattleTech. We wouldn't have
That's
started
all I
until
know. It's
20
already
minutes
3.
after. And that would be considered early. All right, look. Does anyone remember what happened last episode? Haha, just kidding. You all died.
Of course we do.
You
I
wake
think
up
I was
and you're
the only
in
one
the
that died.
swamp outside the mountain. What do you want to do?
Relay
okay,
the thing
so-
that I told before. Like, there's a wizard fucking right outside of our door every time. I thought it was like some weird water thing happening in my apartment.
Nope. Sorry, that's
Okay.
just me turning on Swamplandia.
Good. But like, I want to hide until he either goes by or like sneak by him to get to his hut and rifle through that shit to see what he knows.
Is that what you're telling the rest of your party?
Okay, I mean,
Either that or like,
well, I can't do that, so
yeah, either that or like me and Finley can do that, and Agram and Kelly can go on to Flemia and wait for us there.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind fucking with a wizard.
I've got a +6 in stealth, so I could fuck with a wizard. But we could go on.
I mean, I was just thinking 2 and 2, just in case
That's
that,
fine.
that boar gets weird rolls and fucks Dave.
I think between the two of us, we could still take that boar out easy.
well, I mean, I don't like. It's not going to take you very long to rifle through a guy's house. It's going to take me longer to walk to a fucking village. So you guys go do your stuff. I'll wait a conservative distance away because I am Mr. No Stealth, and you guys do business. Like, honestly, it doesn't. Like, I'm not entirely sure why we're fucking with a wizard, but if you want information, go for it.
Well, it's just he's suspicious, and I want to know more about it.
Oh,
Daco,
of course he is. He's a hermit who has level 20 magic. Yeah. it's fine.
Daco, while you're talking, you can see the wizard approaching.
I'm going to like say break and then do the thing.
Yeah,
who's doing
I'm
the
gonna-
thing?
I'm gonna stealth out.
Same.
Stealthing? All right.
Yeah.
Do these stealth rolls.
Or not, or
Wow.
not. Wow, that's the first stealth roll I have failed.
I don't attempt at all, Arthur.
All right. So here's the
If
thing.
he talks to me, If he
So, yeah,
talks to
maybe
me, I talk.
I'll stay with Kelly.
Oh no, you're not staying with Kelly. You try to sneak away. So Daka and Akram, you both disappear into the night, making your way around this human wizard that's now approaching the party with his hand lamp up. The two of you split and move around him. He's moving the lamp and then catches Finley. Finley's like trying to pretend to be hiding behind a tree, but even though he's small, he's not that small. And the wizard goes, "Who's there? Stop moving! I can see you!"
Stop looking at me. I can't go if someone's watching.
Fine.
That's good. That's good.
What are you doing out here at this time of night?
Just, trying
Minding
to
our own business. What are you
Answer the-
doing out here?
call of nature.
Gathering materials. Plenty of good things you can find in the swamp at night.
Like what?
Leeches.
Hmm.
Other such
Half
things.
elves.
Did you say
Halflings,
half
I meant to
elves?
say. No, I meant to say halflings. Because Brian's a halfling, right? So,
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. That's what I meant to say.
Well,
So you've been looking for leeches long?
every night for the last 10 years,
That's commitment.
people need this kind of stuff.
What are
Are
they
you a
using
doctor?
for?
Look, if you're minding your own business, I'll mind my own business.
Okay.
I'm going now. The
Bye.
light passes back over you
Oh, wait,
briefly, and then
Which way is he going?
he's turning north.
Is
Away
that
from his
towards his
house?
house or away from his
No,
house?
that's toward his house.
Oh.
Okay. I actually will then continue to keep him in conversation if possible, Arthur.
Well, how do you want to do that?
Please ask him
Alright,
to know
I
more
wanna-
about leeches.
Yeah, I specifically want to know more about, the area and what he can tell me about it.
So what do you say?
Trying to get as much. Actually, excuse me, you might be able to help me. You seem to know the area fairly well.
That's true. What do you
Arthur,
need to
I
know?
don't really care what he says, but I would like to, basically just, make
Okay.
small talk about the area, about the things that he can. The idea here is that I want to give the other party members as much time as they can to
Of
do
course.
it. And if
Yeah,
they-
there's no need to do a roll here. I mean,
Yeah,
he'll
keep-
stop
keep
and
him
talk to you
engaged.
for a few minutes.
Keep him engaged in
Yeah.
conversation, asking him kind of what he might feel as inane questions, but that he still can't resist answering. Make him
Can't
talk about
resist
to a
answering.
degree. I mean, he's a hermit. He lives by himself. Maybe he just likes to engage in conversation like an old man or something like that. So, ideally, I'm just talking about, let's be clear, not mentioning wizardry or anything of the sort,
Of course, that would
but
be very
just
foolish.
specifically keeping him in conversation. So,
Interesting. Yeah, that'll happen for you. All right. Agram, Daka, while the rest of your party, cleverly or not so cleverly, hides or doesn't hide, you continue northernly towards the wood swamp shack where this person lives. As was previously mentioned, it is sized for someone who is more Agram's height than Daka's. What do you do?
We've been in there before. From what we remember, was it like a single room?
No, there was multiple rooms, but it's one big room and then like two offshoots. Like bathroom and kitchen.
Can take a quick glance in the rooms that we haven't been
Okay,
in.
so you are going into.
Oh yeah.
Interesting.
My biggest concern is either the
Booby
door's trapped, or if it's not trapped, it has something that alerts him that someone has entered the premises. I don't know. telepathically or some such. Wizards be wizards.
There is the spell. There is the spell alert.
There's alarm or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Alarm. Yeah.
And I don't think either of us have a way to check for that. Right?
That's correct.
Detect magic is what you would need. So
Yeah.
but there's also the fact that there's a good like if he stops in conversation and turns around and looks at his building or makes a weird reason to leave all of a sudden, then perhaps there's a way that we can alert you guys to some of the script, but I don't know. I don't think so.
Oh God, it's a Sasquatch.
Caw, caw.
Do I remember anything? Like, did he do any like gestures when he brought us back last time?
No, there was nothing unusual about his behavior, other than talking about leeches.
All right, then I'm just gonna go in.
All right. So, at a certain point in the conversation, he doesn't stop talking to you. The wizard simply disappears in a fog bank, and then reappears 30 feet away, and turns and he's not running, but he's jogging at a good pace. And every few steps, he disappears and reappears out of fog banks.
I turn to Finley, and I'm like, yeah, that's not good.
So you open the door. Inside,
This is off the charts.
you had no basis for comparison, because this is the first place you entered previously. But now that you're looking at it, this place is very well stocked economically. He's got lots of tins of spices and teas and coffees. When you were in other people's houses or passing through the towns of Flemia and Bondurach,
Less well.
people were not this well off. Flemia, people were kind of well off for peasants. This guy clearly has some measure of material wealth if what is labeled on these tins is what's really inside them. The floor is raised, of course, because you wouldn't want to have your floor be swampland. But all of the equipment, the bed, the chairs, the table, are all sized for someone much smaller than the wizard. So you push into, do you want to take the kitchen or do you want to take the bathroom?
Probably. Which one has a window? I want like a quick exit just in case.
Kitchen.
Okay, kitchen then.
All right, yeah, you push into the kitchen. There's even more materials in here that look very rare. There's a, like a jar filled with gold, silver, and bronze coins that's just sitting out on like a short stool. There's even, for us, it would be obvious it's a refrigerator, right? But for you, it just looks like a upright coffin with ice on the outside of the door.
Can I make a perception check to see if there's anything like clearly out of place?
A freezing locker box is pretty out of place. It's super, super duper magical.
Okay. Well,
it's not the only thing there, by the way. He's also got like a hibachi set up. So rather than have like a traditional kitchen counter, there's like a magical burner set in, and then like a whole station area where you can just put food out, chop it up, and then stick it over the burner.
Yeah. Well, we already know he's a wizard, and we know he's like some sort of ice wizard because that's what he killed us with last time.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll take a look anyway.
What are you doing? You're opening something?
Take a look inside the makeshift fridge, or.
All right. Yeah. You crack it open. A light bank of cold air rolls out. It's a little foggy in the misty night air. Inside, there's like a skinned deer that's in the process of dripping itself out. There's a ton of leeches. Let's say there's like 40 leeches in here. And various other types of meats and even some vegetable matter that seems to be, mushrooms, nuts, that kind of stuff, all freezing in here.
Well, there's nothing like, of all the like the weird stuff that we know before from the other Wizard's Tower, like ancient books and writings and scrolls and whatever history of the land.
There's no porn here. Just to be clear, no immediate.
No tit. I'm leaving.
That's buried out in the woods in the stash.
Well, I want to jump over to
probably
you,
a bad-
Agram, while he's investigating the kitchen. What's up with you?
I'm debating between trying to keep an eye out or assisting in looking for stuff. I don't know which one would be the better. I mean, obviously knowing what I know, the teleporting wizard or whatever, I know which one would be better, but which one would Agram think would be better is the question.
Well, you already had suspicions. I had suspicions, but that's why I went to the room with the window.
Yeah, I'll keep an eye out and just try and if I see something, because if he's not straight up teleporting, he's doing a poofing thing. I might be able to say something fast enough because I do have dark vision, so I can see him coming from a decent distance away.
60 feet.
Is it 60 or is it 120?
60.
That's 60 for most
Dark
people.
vision is 60.
I mean, especially if he's in the back where there's a window. I mean, it'd be worth a try. So I'll keep an eye out. Definitely keep an eye out.
You keep an eye out. At first, you think you're looking at will-o-wisps. And then it rapidly becomes clear to you that there is someone approaching the house with a lantern that is teleporting short distances, approaching at high speed.
Do we have a caca signal or something to?
Do you have a caca? I mean, you tell me. Did you work it out?
We did not establish that previously.
We're
So
both rangers, though, so if there's something common to our class that we could use.
Yeah, of course.
the gravelly sounds of gravel moving. 'Cause
No,
you're both-
it's clearly the northern mocking woodbird, only heard in the northern forest.
Not common to this area, but how
Not-
would
yeah,
maybe
exactly.
the wizard wouldn't know that because he's not a was it ornithologist?
There are not many wizard ornithologists, by the way. The only ones that become ornithologists are those who are looking to make owlbears.
So it's a pretty niche market.
Yeah.
Very valuable, very lucrative, however.
So, Daka, you hear, a bird call that is unusual for this region coming from inside the house, from the other room.
Can I make an athletics check to exit the window swiftly?
Yes, of course.
Sick.
Yeah,
16.
you fucking Metal Gear Solid right through that window. You slam it open. You roll outside. Agram, you can see Agram like standing in the doorway, like looking out
Like,
towards the
"Please,
forest.
Get out.
So try and follow suit. Can't wait to eat shit.
I need both of you to make athletics checks to vacate the area before this fellow. Well, that's a really good roll, Agram.
Nice. Another one?
Compared to
Yeah,
falling
another
in
one.
the bush. Falling in the bush, man.
Yeah.
So,
You
yeah.
might be flint stepping over to them, but they're just hoofing it.
So, the two of you are gone before this creature arrives. It's not a human. It's a halfling. Using the hand lantern, arrives outside the house, and then is just like making threats inside. I know you're in there! Come out now, or I'll gut you! I'll gut you, and you know I can do it! Then he like kicks the door open and runs in with the knife out, and he's like, ah! Ah! You're watching him go nuts, invading his own house.
It's like
It's like a lantern light flipping from window to door.
Exactly.
I'm gonna cut you up so bad. You're gonna wish I can cut you up so bad.
What do you guys do?
I mean, obvious. I
You,
guess we
yes,
need
you
up
can
at this
also
point.
hear the hurried breaths of Finley and Kelly approaching you from the south.
I guess we'll just meet up with them and continue on our way. We've learned something.
Did you enjoy that?
Oh, he's not a wizard, and he's stacked. Whatever.
He
it is.
literally killed us with ice magic. I don't know how you don't realize that.
He came in as a halfling.
Is that like the start of a joke or something?
No, he might be some sort of shapeshifter.
Why half? If he was a shapeshifter, why not? An orc.
Because sometimes halflings are pretty cool.
No,
I mean-
I'm saying he might be.
I mean, I only know one halfling that I
None of
like,
these
so
Yeah,
Aw.
he was doing some, teleporty thing, smoky thing. So maybe that had something to do with it. Messing with his shapeshifting. I don't know. The roof is pretty
Anyway.
low.
Anyway, he's not as he appears, and he is far more wealthy than anyone we've come across thus far.
well, that's a future us problem. For now, let's.
I agree.
Speaking
get our
of future
provisions.
us problems, your immediate right now problem is that he exits his house and is beginning a sweep with the lantern through the swamp.
I mean, it was,
I know you're
it
out
was-
there.
We're on our way. Let's get going.
Yeah,
Bye.
we were already moving and talking.
All right.
I guess.
You head
Uh,
north away from the crazed halfling, who is maybe a human, maybe a wizard, maybe a shapeshifter. The mystery may never actually be revealed. Who knows?
Until it's level 5
Next
and
week
we
on
can feel
Dragon Ball Z.
confident about doing- Yeah.
Maybe he's two halflings in a coat.
No.
So
I can
think
assure you there will
the
never be a
next-
character that is two halflings in a coat on this show.
Never say
So
never.
do you actually want to just go straight to the salt mines, because we need to pick up some stuff if that's the case?
We need to go to Rourke first, tell him where the girl is, and do all that.
I
bullshit.
need to pick up a shield. We need to get the bullseye lantern again.
Yeah, so we should hit Flemia first.
All right.
Shopping montage.
Do you want to stop to kill the boar? You won't get any experience for it, but you will have a dead boar.
No.
All right, you skip the
No.
boar. You arrive at the southern gate of Flemia, perhaps even quicker than you ever have before. As you pass through the gate, you are approached once more by a little girl who's just like, "Oh, hello. Can you wait here for a moment?"
Can you
Hello,
please go get Rorik? We'll
Rorik.
wait here.
please.
Oh, yes. Okay. I'm Belle, by the way. I'll go get Rorik. Just stay here.
We'll say hello, Belle. Go get Rourke.
Like push her forehead, like, yeah, we know where we're
Yeah.
going.
Several minutes later, Rorik shows up. He seems not alarmed, but just, concerned, as he usually does at the sight of armed, not bloody strangers waiting at the southern gate. Hello. Can I ask who all of you are? My name is Rorik. I'm something of a protector of these parts.
Okay. Hello, Rourke. I'm Daka, Kelly. This is Finley. This is Askren.
Hello.
We've met before
Hello.
in a different time. You told us a secret to prove that what we say is true, that we are blessed or cursed with restarting every time we die. And then we recount the secret.
I
that he
see.
told
All
us.
right. So while you're recounting the secret, his face goes kind of grim and he says, "Aye, it would seem that you know something that I have not told anyone. I cannot recount your troubles, but it would
And you're
seem
also
that you
looking
all are
for-
in a bind as well.
You're also looking for a girl.
I am.
She's with the red kobolds or black kobolds.
The black kobolds.
You see, Maria.
You are torn between the green and the black kobolds. She's there. We did this job before.
If you want to know, she's behind a fake wall that they put up with rocks and poop. Very easy to spot. It's so out of place. I don't know why they thought it would be.
Very shoddy craftsmanship.
It was really easy to see. I'm surprised you haven't
Yeah.
found it yet.
I understand.
You might want to bring something that will make her temporarily sick so that they'll release her more easily.
I think he'll be fine walking in there.
So he's just like, If they do not wish to negotiate with me, I have confidence in my ability to bring the girl out.
Good. I thought you guys had an agreement, but in case
We
like,
do have an agreement, but taking one of our people is not part of that agreement.
True enough. I think you'll do just fine. But she is there.
So he reaches into one of his cloak pockets and pulls out a small pouch and then begins counting coins and putting it in the bag. And he tosses it to Daka.
Catch it. Thanks. Like
If your
distribute.
information pans out, there'll be more.
Oh, one final thing you might want to be aware of. In about 3-4 days from now, that's about the right time, Arthur, when he gets his thing broken. Yeah, your necklace that will be smashed, and you'll have to come back to the town for whatever reason.
I see.
I don't know why, but yeah.
Truly, your travels as time jumpers has led to such a strange circumstance.
You don't know the half of it.
If you'll give me a few minutes, I think I'll need to figure out what my plan is, but if Maria needs my help, I must go to her as soon as possible.
Is it night
You
or
probably should.
It's midday.
When we arrived, they were literally in the process of, doing that ritual or whatever. So
They were just about there.
I'm sure I've already offered it to you, but feel free to head over to Liliana's Tavern. I'm sure you'll be able to get a good meal and some good drink. The
Yeah.
pouch should more than cover whatever you need.
I think we-
Tomorrow we head to Bondurant. There's a salt mine problem there that we were in the midst of helping out at and got betrayed. So this time will be different.
Arthur, what was the name of those bandits that we encountered midway?
Gosh.
Oh god, did I write it
The
down?
Twin River Bandits. or
Yeah,
whatever.
and the leader's name was Havrim.
Okay, it's like, also we ran into Havrim on our way there.
I see.
Is there anything we can do to avoid dealing with
Oh, I'm
them?
sorry. Havrim is the name of the dude, as the leader of the dudes who came out of the bandit place.
It's
to-
the first set of
the,
bandits.
the fake board bandits. You're talking about the band that beset you along the road.
Yes.
Yes,
those ones.
that's the
Yeah.
Rivers family. Yep.
Yeah. Is there a way that we can avoid them? Like, is there like a phrase or something?
No, but I suspect if you leave now, you will be able to avoid them. I will round up the militia and we'll keep an eye on the northern road for them.
And I'll turn to Kelly and be
Okay.
like, I think we can handle them now. With the little 2 above our heads now.
I don't know. There was a lot of them, so that was the only problem we had.
We're just
And you guys didn't roll so good on your
Yeah,
HP. so it's
Yeah.
like-
Well, like the main thing was I was out of position, and then we all didn't really have our. We're way stronger now.
Well, we were set up in a speed and perception thing, not a defensive formation.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, stay the night, get our shit, the shit that we need to pick up.
Is there a way that I can purchase a shield in this town, Arthur?
Yes.
Or no?
Yep.
Well, it's midday right now, so we could buy our stuff and then leave in the morning, right?
I think that'd be
You can
good.
buy a wooden shield from Direct Hail. They don't have a steel shield here.
Wooden's all I need. It's still
Okay.
2 AC, so I will do that.
When
Arthur,
you go to Direct Hail, he is super duper upset because of course his daughter's still missing. But he does eventually get your order correct after several times putting different non-shield based objects on the counter for you to take.
Kelly, might I recommend that you said that we have given Rourke some information to help with that? Might make him feel slightly better. And
You've
or
given
find
Rorik
something
some
that-
information. You know where my daughter is.
Yeah, we do.
I see. Well, if it's Rorik, I can trust that'll bring her back.
It'll 2 days from now, most likely.
So, uncanny prediction, but I'll trust you, traveler.
We are
that's
blood
true.
brothers after all, so makes sense.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know about that one. I've never met you before in my life.
My apologies. Of course, no. Yeah, I've mistaken you for someone else who looks exactly like you.
That-
It was a different time.
It was a different time. That is literally the best excuse you could have given.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, Arthur, can you real quickly delete the duplicate sheet that I have and copy this one right now?
Okay.
Because it has all the spells and shit on there, so I don't want to do that again.
Delete. So do you want me to
copy.
delete the one called Kelly or copy of Kelly?
and then just
Okay.
and then clone Kelly for me, please.
Oh, yeah, we have to do that every level, don't we?
Well, I mean, you know, we say level, but this is the 7th episode, so we don't have to do it every level.
I mean, it's not that you have to do it every level. The important thing is the original sheet will tell you what starting items you have.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. So, yep. And that's why I was going to just have a copy, basically, because it keeps all my spells and shit. So, all right, I'll work off the copy now. Thank you.
Okay. You stop in at Liliana's. You also stop in at Sibin's store and spend the night, I believe you say you're doing.
No,
Does he
keep
have-
on going.
Does he have Alchemist Fire at his store?
He does not.
Oh, that's a good.
Yeah, I was about to ask,
Yeah.
could we get some? Or
I
do
mean, when you
just
ask about
blame
Alchemist
them?
Fire, he just laughs a little bit and is like, "Oh no, sorry, that's a bit much. That's the kind of item you need to go to Bondurant for. No alchemist here, and not real call for it. You know what I mean?"
Do you have any tar or grease, maybe?
I do have a bit of tar.
Not a bad idea.
Yeah. Well, we got 2 rangers. Could never hurt.
I might ask him in passing if there's a very well-off halfling that drops by in town.
A very well-off halfling that drops by town.
Just like offhand, not like
No,
Not me, of course.
not many halflings pass through the area.
okay.
Why? Are you looking for someone in particular?
No, just we ran into someone and wondering where he frequents.
I see. No, I can't recall any well-off halflings that live in the area.
But then I'll buy the same studded armor that I always buy here whenever we restart.
Of course. This time around, when you go into the shop, there's a whole new selection called favorited items that has all of the things that you usually buy stacked on that table.
Previous orders. Would you like to buy a game?
Yeah, exactly.
Buy all start items.
Yeah. You said there was a yeah. Okay, I think we're good then.
Okay, if you're
I
not
think we're
staying the
good.
night, I'm going to need to know your marching order as you head north towards Bondurant.
I think it goes Agrim first, me,
Right? I think I'm
Henley, then Ducker. Yeah, because
Askren,
we got Agrim's first because he has the highest natural survival check. So
all right, so Daka's bringing up the rear.
Yep.
All right,
Yep.
Askren, can I get a survival check from you as you all travel north for half a day? Boy, that 8, that's
Yeah.
super tasty. All right,
if we've walked the road previously, is that something that we need to like? What does a survival check encompass?
I'm about to tell you.
Is that-
As you all set
Okay.
up camp for the night, having traveled for some time, you aren't able to make it to the camp that Rurik had showed you because you don't have enough time to make it there in a day. And you get a fire going with relative ease. There's plenty of material in the area, but it's an open area. There's plains in every direction, even with the rolling hills. You will easily be seen. And as night sets in and you're preparing a watch order, a bird flaps out of the sky, lands next to the fire, and turns into a half-elf in a shabby green
Is this?
cloak.
Oh, this is the same guy that we met before, right?
Indeed.
Did we get his name? I think we got his name.
It was something stupid. I remember that. It was like his name was something like Protector or something like that, if I remember correctly. I can't remember.
I do remember it being vaguely silly, yes.
So he shapeshifts out of his bird form, and then kind of subtly, I guess maybe only Finley would notice, but he takes a little bit of powder and flicks it into the fire real quick, and the fire just briefly at his appearance, and he looks kind of smug at that.
Press to digitate it, like it goes even smaller.
I like the idea that he's trying to like show off and be impressive, and we're just like, oh hey, go back to like doing what we're
It just makes the really like bad cartoon fizzle.
I am the
like
protector of
raspberries.
this forest and these plains. I am known as the half-elven. I do not know you. You have not passed through this area before, and I
We're
demand to
friends with
know.
Rorik. It's good to meet you again.
Do not interrupt me while I'm. Did you say Rorik?
I did. Mm-hmm.
I see.
Yes.
And how is it that you are acquainted with Rorik?
We go way back.
We helped him solve a dispute between him and the kobolds that he was having.
I see. And how did you solve this dispute?
Well, we originally split up, and so he went to the green kobolds, we went to the black, and we were able to solve the conundrum by being at the right place at the right time, and that's pretty much the extent of it.
I see. How interesting. What is your business on this road?
Headed to
Traveling.
To where and for what purpose?
Bondrocked. There's disturbance in the salt mines that we were headed to scout out, I guess.
Indeed. I have heard whisperings of such a disturbance.
I heard about it at full volume.
So,
It's quite a pain.
everybody else has dark vision, and now we've only got low smoldering fire flame.
It goes back to normal.
So he turns to look at you, Finley.
Show off, it's like
There's like a, well, see, the thing is, when the powder went in, the fire did actually go up, and then it went down again afterwards. So maybe it even he looks kind of sinister a little bit as he turns to look at you out of his hood with the weird cant of the fire and says, "Did you know? How interesting."
What was the guy's name that this lady screamed out? Was it just Master, or did she say
Master.
something else?
this
Yeah.
master.
The only name you've gotten
Okay.
is Master.
Mm-hmm.
I have business. The natural world requires balance. But should you solution the salt mines, I will pay you a boon.
Right?
What kind of boon?
That depends on your solution.
What would your preferred solution be, if you don't mind me asking?
My preferred solution is balance.
You want us to close the salt mine?
The salt is crucial to the flow of commerce among the human world, but it is also crucial for the nutrition of all who live in this area and many areas beyond it. Without that
so you
salt,
don't want us to...
many will die.
Okay. I'm confused as to what you want, though.
What I wish is the work to continue as it is
So you
intended.
want- Okay. So then we have the same objective.
I suspect we do not have the same objective, but we may share a goal.
That's what I meant.
Goal, objective, tomato, tomato.
What's
So
a
he
tomato?
splashes a little bit more of his powder in the fire and says, "Then I will be gone," and then turns into an osprey and
If
begins to
I'm-
fly
If I'm
off.
prepared for it this time, nothing happens when it hits the fire.
He's still whoosh, whoosh, whoosh.
Just put the fire out like sand.
It's like that, like a ninja that like the smoke bomb doesn't go off. It's like, ugh.
I mean, it's still really impressive when he turns into a fucking osprey and flies off, but
Yeah.
I really hope that his boon isn't just like a bag of vegetables or something.
Yeah.
he said nomming on trail rations.
Was there a river nearby in this camp or not really?
There is. Did you want to go night fishing?
Yeah, I would have went fishing while the guys were setting up the camp. Most
I see.
likely.
Why don't you go ahead and make a fishing kit
Good.
check?
So this actually came up in the YouTube comments.
Yes.
Someone mentioned that you do get to add.
You'll get your wisdom bonus towards this.
Cool. So that's 2d20 plus 4 then for me. So
I don't know about
sorry,
2d20
plus
yeah.
plus 4.
You set out a little net, you drop a crab pot, you lay out your line. When you go to pull it back up, you're missing some hooks.
Yeah, you
Just
call
like
it.
I said last time, though, it's not about catching a fish; it's about relaxing.
It's not very
Exactly,
relaxing.
right,
You spend all night working at it, and it's just it's horrible. The fishing out here is terrible. Something is always tugging on your line, but you never get anything.
This river is reedy.
What is the watch order? And do you guys do anything at night? Do you tell stories, sing songs, play an instrument,
I'll probably tell some
acoustic
tales.
rap?
We might play some dice and cards. I think that's really all we've got, right?
Shadow puppets.
Yeah. Shadow puppets.
Really tiny shadow puppets on a rock.
So to answer your first question, the watch order is I would go in the middle of the night when it's the darkest. So like 2 a.m. So second, I guess, right?
Very well.
We would have Spootnik in the last watch in the morning.
Right,
when it's
as
the
the
brightest.
sun's starting to come up.
And then the other two can just go wherever they like, I suppose. So
All right. Let's have everybody that is watching, which is everyone, make perception checks. Be a man. Wow, you guys do great, except for you, Finley.
Here come.
You're getting wrecked tonight.
I've had far too many good rolls in this campaign.
Fortunately, the good news is that on a group roll, only half of the group needs to succeed. So Finley doesn't drag you down too badly with his sucking.
sweet.
And let's be clear, he does suck at watch. You probably wake up and Finley is asleep.
And I like the idea that he's bored and he's just like, carving shit into trees or whatever.
He's just drawing titties in the dirt over and over.
He does.
And over.
No, he uses a knife to draw that S that people put on all their binders in the early 90s.
It's like a halfling special thing that they do. No one knows when it started.
It's a symbol of
all
hope.
the halflings do.
That's right. That's right. Holy shit.
It's how you know you're a real halfling if you do the symbol to another halfling. They're just like,
Oh, it's their shibboleth. Got it.
Yeah.
But he's drawing the S, and he's also initiating people into the Pen 15 Club.
all right.
The Pen 15 Club.
The Penn Island Brigade. Yeah.
Pulls out his hacky sack and just goes to town on that.
Yeah. I like the idea that next time we face the wizard, you just slip him the S symbol on a piece of paper, and he's just like,
This guy's cool. Everyone let him through.
He's cool. He's cool. Yeah.
Get an embroidered shirt with the S on it.
Oh, I love it.
You make pace through the day.
Cart nuts with the S.
And make it to Bondurant in the afternoon.
Mm-hmm. Now, what did we remember about dealing with these fucking thieves? Just pay them.
Just walk by them. If you pay no mind, then they just...
You encounter several people in line. as you're going in during the day, there's actually far fewer people in line, but the man in front of you is also a fisherman who's got a huge number of crabs that appear to be in various levels of still aliveness. And he turns towards Kelly and is like, "Ah, I see you're a fisherman too.
Yeah.
You catch
I enjoy
anything
the
good?"
art. I've never been good at it.
Well, if you ever want to get better at it, you should come to the Fisherman's Guild.
What kind of fucking anime trope is this?
It's just a few miles east of here, past the salt mines. We've got a small village.
Hail, friend! Have you heard of the Lifting Heavy Things Guild?
The Fisherman's Guild.
Damn.
Well,
Kamiya.
we've got plenty of people from all over the world who've come to learn our art of fishing. Nets, hooks, lines, sinkers, spears, by hand, river, ocean, lake, we do it all.
I mean, I mostly do it for fun, so I'm not really interested in making it a profession.
I understand. Not everyone can commit their life to the sea or the river, which is the sea of the land.
I have committed my life to splitting open skulls mostly, so.
That probably shouldn't be your opening line. And then he just turns away from you, and in the way that if someone declared they were a serial killer while you're waiting in line for the bank, might turn away from you.
I'm wearing like full chain armor. I have like weapons draping off of my body. I have like scars all over my face and shit. And he's just like,
You could just be
you're a fisherman.
It's like if it was coming from a halfling, it'd be like, okay, it's coming from a half orc. So it's like, oh, yeah, no, this is totally not plausible at all.
It's not whether it's plausible or not. It's that he totally believes it and is now super afraid of you.
So I'll turn to like, you know, Finley, and I was like,
I don't understand why people don't converse with me about the things that I like.
I think it's just the way that you come off. It's your sort of rough personality. When people first meet you, they might be a little intimidated.
You do kind of have resting murder face.
I mean, have you looked in a mirror?
Why would I need to look into a mirror?
One of the guards gestures for your party to come forward.
yep. I present my weapons without really paying too much mind to them
Yeah.
for the silk thing.
Oh, you know about the problem in town. All right, then. It's going to be 1 silver for each of you. Now, can I ask
Pay them in.
what you're doing in town?
Oh, we've heard rumor of this salt mine problem, so we're here to help.
I see. Well, there's someone recruiting for that, Lycidia at the Eastern Gate, but if you'd prefer to handle it yourself, you should consider speaking with the Count.
Is there a way that we can see that man?
Well, it might take a day or two to get an appointment with the Count, but if you say that you're here about the salt problem and you show Adventuring Guild paperwork, I suspect you'll be able to get in quite a bit faster.
We're freelancing.
I see.
And Lycidia is at the Western Gate?
The Eastern Gate.
Oh, Eastern Gate. Pray tell, is there someone interesting that lives at the Western Gate?
So he takes a deep breath and goes, well,
Pulls out a piece of paper and has this prepared speech.
there's someone who lives at the Western Gate, indeed. He has been looking for people like you. Lot appear
Have you
to
heard
be.
about the Gray Fox?
His name is Glimo of the Western Gate. He is recruiting for a youth adventure center called the Fungin.
That's fine.
Okay.
I just like hearing his name.
Glimo of the Western Gate?
Hmm.
Your party has
must-
strange proclivities.
Yes, I like fishing.
No, that's normal.
Hmm.
All right, move along. As soon as you enter town, the same guy that you
I just keep walking.
you saw, he immediately
Yeah,
approaches
just
you
keep
and he's like, hey, you guys need a guide around the town?
No, we're good.
We know where we're going. Thank you.
Hey, Grim?
I'm not even going to acknowledge him. I'm just going to.
All
Because
right.
if I
He-
do,
Oh,
I'll punch him out.
I
As
use
you all blow him
can't,
off,
and I tell him to back off.
oh
That's
wait,
fine.
sorry, are you thieves canting him?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he immediately backs off back into his alleyway and waits for the next person to come through the gate.
All right.
Nice.
All right, you successfully entered the city with no problems this time. Unlike last time where you had 2 problems. What do you want to do?
Well,
You're
I
like,
think
we
we'll
go
straight
find
to
Lucidia and we behead her in the middle of the miners' market.
I don't even want to see her.
Well, I mean, I think it might be worthwhile taking her outside to that camp, and then
Outside of the mines.
yeah, and then like questioning her. So I do have listed in my spells right now command, which should make things considerably easier.
All right, if she comes with us, she is never being behind me.
That's the side of a
Well,
man.
here's the
He doesn't
thing.
wanna be betrayed.
I think our intention here is to deal with her before we enter the mines, right?
I mean, she
Ideally.
could enter some kind of control spell. So
Yeah, that's what I mean by deal with her. I mean like tie her up potentially and put her somewhere.
yeah, I was thinking.
And then when we've dealt with the master, we can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like we could bring back like a trophy or like some proof that the master is dead, and if she like freaks out, then we can.
Okay. You know what? That actually works better, I think, because then
Yeah.
we don't have the problem of her like escaping and coming in after us at a later point.
Yeah.
So I'm more likely to go with that. I think.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
good.
We'll just head for the same. So,
And I mean, if she
Yeah.
starts something, it's in the middle of a place with a lot of witnesses. So, you know, that problem might take care of itself. I do think we, both Finley and I wanted to try and find an alchemist and get some alchemist fire or something.
Yes, please.
That's cool.
I see. What dangerous equipment you look for.
what about also chat brings up a good point. Shackles isn't a bad idea either. Having a pair on us might not be bad.
So there aren't any specific alchemists here, but there are several. There are 2 adventuring shops. One is just like a general store that's like general store and adventuring shop, and the other one is in the northern market near the Assassin's Inn, Arthur's Inn.
Oh, Arthur, before we go any further, what is the idea of drinking potions? Is it like one and done, or can we like half drink a potion?
No,
like how
it's
does
one
that
and
work?
done.
Yeah, it's one and done.
done?
Potions are
Okay.
exactly like how medicine works in real life. You take one prescribed amount, and you must drink the whole thing and nothing more than that, and then it works. One
Okay.
drop less, and it doesn't.
And that's an action, yes.
I believe so.
Wasn't it like why
Okay, all right.
they're always the stronger ones are just bigger potions? They're not necessarily stronger. You're just drinking more of it.
No, it's up to the DM to make the decision, but I love the idea of dinosaurs eating mouthfuls of potions of cure wounds and suddenly bursting back.
strong for you, traveler. You best find a potion seller with those weaker potions.
I watched that video. It's really fucking horrible. I don't get it.
It's awesome, dude.
It's a good video. Yeah.
If there is a potion shop in town, I'd be interested in going in to see what they have.
So are you interested in going to a general store that offers adventuring gear at the Western Gate, or are you looking for an actual sells to adventurers adventuring store?
I don't know if they'd sell to us because
Yeah, we don't have. The,
So it's not an adventuring guild shop, but it is like
Okay.
a traveler's area. So like
Yeah.
when you head to the northern marketplace that the Crossblades Arthur's Inn looks out over, it like merchants are going in there and picking up like nails for their cart, but they're also picking up like lantern oil, potions, tar bags to throw at bandits and such.
So we don't have to have like guild approval or whatever. It's just walking in by.
We could
I also need to get a while they're going and doing that, I maybe I give them some gold and tell them what I want, right?
Sure.
But I also want to go and acquire my arcane focus, or my focus, whatever it is, my holy symbol.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
So is all the basic stuff in the adventuring gear table up for grabs?
Yeah,
if
so
you
it's all the table
are
then.
if you're
So-
heading to the adventuring specific shop, all the
Yes.
adventuring gear stuff will
Because there's
be available.
manacles there, which we can
Yes.
just keeping a pair just for general shenanigans probably might not be the worst of ideas.
Yeah.
They were kind of heavy though. But
I can carry him.
So which one are you going to? Are you going to the Western
The-
Gate General Store, or are you going to the adventuring Northern Store?
Go to the
which,
adventuring one.
Yeah,
yeah, the adventuring one. Where's which is well, I mean, just out of curiosity, which is closer to the I guess whoever we need to talk to, I guess a secretary about seeing the count or something.
They're
So-
both at the gates, and the secretary
Okay,
is in the
so,
dead middle of the city, so they're
okay.
equidistant. It's listed as the Prancing Unicorns Oils and Elixirs, the Northern Shop.
Cool.
All right.
So all the items
yeah,
you're looking
and-
for in the adventuring guide are all there. There also is a alchemy shop, kind of like pseudo area in the back. They don't make potions, but they sell potions from afar at what appears to be some amount of markup.
Hmm.
Can I go up to the vendor and ask them how much Alchemist Fire would cost me?
Yeah, so
It's-
when you head back there's a guy that's he's definitely not an alchemist, but he's putting on a show as if it's like Barnum and Bailey brothers. He's got a huge smoothed out mustache, really ringleted curly hair. He's wearing a very slick suit. And my good halfling, welcome to the
Hello.
Prancing Unicorns Oil and Elixirs. Are you perhaps looking for some strong potives in order to bolster your vigor?
My vigor is pretty good. I'm looking to take down possible undead creatures.
I see. A conundrum indeed.
Yeah, but I mean, I have heard of Alchemist Fire.
We do happen to have several vials of alchemist fire in stock here.
Oh. Well, I might be interested in several vials of Alchemist Fire in your stock.
I would be remiss if I did not inform you that holy water might be equally effective against the undead.
Yeah, but
Also, can I make holy water?
be better in dark places?
There's a spell that allows you to make holy water, and I don't think you have it.
So I do have one question though. I mean, the biggest thing about Alchemist Fire is it self-ignites, right?
Yep.
When exposed to air. But if we were to
You throw it like a vial, like
Yes,
a
and
grenade.
it cracks. It's Molotov. It's literally Molotov cocktail.
well, yeah, but I mean, they're super expensive. Could you not just buy oil, put it in a glass bottle, which you could then buy, and just light it?
Alchemist Fire is magic fire, though.
Mm,
There's fire, and then there's magic fire.
I got you right.
I mean,
Alchem-
even with the oil, it doesn't do as much damage because it doesn't cling like alchemist fire.
Oh yeah, all right.
I mean, you could makeshift
Think of
alchemist fires,
alchemist
but
fire
it's
like
not
a
going to be
magic-
effective.
Yeah. Think of
Oh,
Alchemist Fire
it's
like a magical Agent Orange.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
the difference
magic
between
napalm.
napalm and alcohol. So
Yeah, no, I got you.
you could be covered in alcohol fire and wouldn't be in too much danger. It would take you a few seconds of blanketing it off. You're not going to be able to blanket off napalm quickly.
Just gonna get some
safely.
phosphorus. All right. So we wanted to do. What else you want?
So how much is Alchemist Fire?
So the alchemist fire is on considerable markup. They're selling it for 70 gold apiece.
That's 20 gold pieces more.
Yes.
I would recommend just going with the holy water for now. That's
Unless-
25 GP.
Is it possible for me to barter with them?
Oh, sure. Yeah. So when you want to dicker around with him, he's like, "Oh, a salesman, I see. Well, I have to tell you I work on commission, but I'm willing to try to get your sale, young man."
Well, and I understand you work in commission, and I don't want to hurt that if at all possible. But you see, I'm in a bit of a bind. The adventuring business, as you might understand, can be lucrative, but we can also hit dry spells. And unfortunately, I'm in a bit of a dry spell these days, but I still have gold to offer if the price is right.
Well, how many vials are you looking to purchase?
I really only need one for my purposes these days.
I see. Are you sure that I can't entice you to perhaps get a bulk discount group purchase?
How many vials would be involved in the bulk purchase?
Well, I'll tell you what. If you buy 2 vials, I will sell them to you for 100 gold pieces, and I'll consider throwing in a discount on a potion of healing.
Do it. I want to get 2 potions of healing,
Yeah.
so I would have gave you guys like 140
You,
gold.
you just pop out of nowhere from behind. You're like, done.
Oh,
Deal.
No. I gave them money. I gave them money ahead of time, but
I'll actually take that deal. It was 100 gold pieces for 2 Alchemist Fire, and
Yep.
then how much more for the healing?
He'll take
thing?
10% off of a potion of healing for you.
So that's
5 gold.
5
off
gold.
of that, and then
So that's
okay,
145 gold for 1
145.
potion of healing and 2 alchemist fires.
Yeah, sold. That wipes me out though, pretty much. Because
Well,
we start over with our starting gold, right?
that's correct. So
Okay, yeah.
Mhm.
he's got a small vial box. It's like a leather package that
How much
builds
do
over.
we get from Rorik?
Rourke gave you 10 gold pieces in a bag.
Oh, okay.
maybe you should pull the gold and get this discount across multiple things, because I also want 2 potions of healing.
Yeah.
Well,
I
this
got
deal is
one.
done. He's sealing your potions inside this belt pouch and pushes it over to you and says, "The belt pouch comes with the purchase. And let everyone know when you save their lives with that potion of healing that you got it here at the Prancing Unicorns Oils and Elixirs."
Oh, you can be sure. Do you have a business card or?
A business card? How interesting. No, but if you look here, you can see our sigil is emblazoned on the belt pouch.
Ah,
What
perfect.
expert leatherwork can craft? My daughter did it herself.
It is quite nice. Give your daughter a pat on the top of the head for me.
I will indeed.
Lewd.
So, Kelly, where are you going to buy or
you said that there was a
create?
holy man
There
in
is.
here.
There is
somewhere,
a holy
and
man
I was told about it
in
once.
town. Yes.
Well, I mean, using the information that I arrived at last time, I'd like to go talk to this man about
Right.
acquiring a sigil or a symbol.
You search out for a shrine of Guz and Guz within the town, and
Yeah.
you find a small church made entirely out of stone with a altar table in the center of this circular rotunda. And there are many small carvings, hand-sized, of people bearing weapons in various states of war. Whether they are knights or barbarians or archers, all of them are bearing weapons and pointing them towards the center of the rotunda at the altar table. There's a man standing on the rotunda table, wearing just a loincloth with his hands pointed up towards the ceiling. And when you come in, he takes them down and goes, "Ah, you have come. The traveler, the traveler."
I like look around. I was like, are you referring to me?
Am I referring to you? I believe I am. God has whispered to me that you wish for a symbol of your faith, that you have finally reached inside yourself and tempered your bloodlust.
I like sort of smile. I was like,
Yeah, I did that. I
Come.
talked to a angel. It was pretty cool.
You have spoken with Tell. Indeed. Indeed.
Yes.
Whether it was the past or the future, I do not know. but your coming was predicted, and God has prepared for you a symbol of your faith.
Cool. What do I do?
Come, kneel before me at the altar. The
I, like, take off
stone
my
will
heavy
sup of your
backpack.
blood.
Yeah. And kneel before him. And it's like, get down on one knee. I don't get down on two, just one.
He reaches into his loincloth and pulls out a dagger.
Mm-hmm.
And then drops it and sees if you catch it as it's falling.
I mean, do I have any reason to catch it?
Well, I mean, he's dropping a dagger.
Does he do it like ceremoniously, like boop, like that? Or does he just like
he
pull it
reaches
out
into
and-
his crotch and pulls out a dagger and drops it. I don't know how ceremoniously you think that is.
That dude's got a lot of faith.
I mean, does it look like he drops it because he's butterfingers, or does he do it?
No,
like
it's intentional. It's very intentional.
All right, well then I'll catch it.
All right. You catch it as it goes down, and he goes, "Good, good. That dagger is yours. The core is silver, though the outside remains steel. Cut your hand. Allow it to bleed onto the stone.
Okay.
From
I
here,
do grab the blade and.
Oh, yeah, like he's in the middle of talking. He's like, oh, okay. Very eager. Good. Excellent. All right. Welcome to the priesthood, my son.
Thank you, preacher. I just sort of look around like. So
You'll
what now?
find no books here. That is not the way we
Oh, the-
worship our faith. But if you wish to test yourself in combat, you may come here any morning, and we will find veterans for you to resolve yourself against.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Thank you very much for your symbol.
It is
I
your
appreciate
symbol.
it.
God has given it to you. Don't lose it.
Thank you. So I imagine I have like some sort of dagger holster, like probably around my back or something like that, because I do have a dagger on my sheet.
Okay. Yeah.
I want to take that dagger out and put this dagger in instead.
Okay.
So I just keep it in a sheath, like on my lower back, probably, or something like that.
Just remember that if you are casting spells, you almost always will need to have that dagger out, and you will need to strongly present your dagger in order to channel.
Sweet. I like the idea.
So you have to
that I
reach behind your
channel
back and
my
be like,
magic
"Be
through the dagger."
gone, devil!"
Sure. I also like the idea that I cast my magic by putting it inside of someone.
They're all touch spells. All of them.
You stab someone in the gut,
Yeah.
and then as you put your hand on their back and pull them closer, you just whisper in his ear, "Smite evil."
You whisper to the axe before throwing that, embedding it in their chest.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like this is a good place to take our mid-show break.
Oh, just before that though, I just
Oh,
wanted
no.
to get this
No.
purchasing out of the way.
No. Okay. All right.
Because it was just the manacles and 2 potions of healing from that guy. That's pretty much it.
Sure.
So-
I mean, if you want to go back, if you want to catch up with your
I
party,
gave it to someone else to.
Agram's gonna buy it.
Yeah,
All right.
blah, blah.
Yeah.
they're not offering you any more discounts on the potions, but
Whatever.
you will
Silly
get
boys.
everything you're looking for there.
So 102 gold then.
Does manacles cost 2 gold? If so, then yes.
They are.
I think it. What are manacles? Manacles are 2 GP. Yeah. So
Yep.
2 gold.
All right. You guys spent months worth of a peasant's salary in the space of several minutes.
Take that, plebs.
Hello.
All right. When we come back in the second half, we'll figure out what the hell you guys are doing next. Stick around.
All
We'll be
right.
back in about 8 minutes. Unless you're on YouTube, in which case we'll be back in a few seconds.